Hello, this is Gene Irwin, founder of the 3D Business Launch Model. Today we're going to begin your process called the mini course, Your Business's First 72 Hours. We're going to walk you through every step of that process. We hope you enjoy it. This mini course is taken from a portion of the 3D BLM Business Owner's 8-week training process, using a microscopic approach to reveal those critical areas to manage in the first 72 hours in order to focus and understand the challenges to the new owner in business in the first week. Your personal sheer adrenaline and excitement will consume nearly all of the first 2 days, or in this case, about 48 hours. The next 24 hours or so will be the remaining business hours of your first week in business. So our process here is to help you understand your business's first 72 hours, and we want you to have understanding of all of the details necessary to create and sustain a profitable business. This will help you succeed faster. Let's get your operational plan in order long before the first 72 hours arrive. Let's have a real heart-to-heart instructional talk. I'll talk, you engage. The following comments are details that I always use when starting a new business or creating a new program to help others learn what it takes to be successful. I should know, I've evaluated over 3,000 companies physically in an effort to consider them for acquisition, or in other words, buy them out. In that process, I've created over $250 million in contracts with both service and physical product companies or business development that help thousands of people. I'm giving you that concept now. Time, money, and effort. You will see these concepts throughout all of my focus to help you succeed. Each plays an integral part and role in success. Time. If you don't control your time, you are losing part of your life and your new business. Become very laser focused on managing it. Money. You most likely don't have enough money to start your business and need help from someone else to make ends meet initially. Effort. It's all yours. I'll help you zero in on what efforts is best initially, but you must bring the effort in long hours at your end. First, let's get a grip on your schedule. What should you concentrate on during your first few days in your own business? Maybe you need to run to the local office supply store and get some more paper, pens, ink, or whatever you think you need. Don't do that. I've already made that mistake. So take a close look at the attached schedule I've used for several different companies in order to keep on track with managing my time and how you will manage yours. It never ceases to amaze me how many people consider old habits in a new position. I call this the freshman complex. Our first day at high school or college. Don't know where to go, don't know who my teacher is or where my class is. And by the end of the week, I'm an expert at not knowing what I don't know. Does that make sense? Shown on this slide is a copy of my weekly schedule that I set up for every time I start a new company or business. I want you to have a copy of this. Please download it from your course outline. You'll see a PDF outline. We'll talk about it in great detail later in this particular lesson. This particular content is a little bit more intense, so please take notes if you need to and run it back a couple of times so you get it. In this particular slide, we're going to talk to you about money. There's never enough, and it doesn't come in as fast as you need it to. That's why you need reserves in credit, cash, or someone with deep pockets or collateral to help you get over the first several weeks and months before you begin to generate consistent cash flow. Let's define cash flow. Pretty basic stuff. Whatever comes into your business is positive cash flow. Whatever you pay out is negative cash flow, including your salary or commission. How much? It amazes me that people don't take the time to determine maximum positive cash flow from your business. Here's a simple example. Let's assume that you own a car wash. It has 3 different bays. Each bay takes a maximum of 15 minutes wash time per bay per car. That means in 1 hour, you can have 4 cars per bay or 12 cars total in the entire wash. If the wash generates $2 per wash, the most cash the wash can do is about $24 an hour. But that's maximum capacity. You will learn that the average use is much lower, perhaps only 25% of the maximum rate. And you most likely will have those pesky customers frequent the car wash no earlier than 6 a.m., no later than 9 p.m. on any day. Now your most likely cash flow generated is going to look like the following. 25% of the max, or $24 an hour, times 15 hours equals $90 a day. Whoopee. My guess is it will be a lot less than that during the week and a lot more than that on the weekend days. If we follow that logic, your car wash generates $630 a week, or about $2,520 a month. With $2,520 per month coming in, you subtract all your expenses: electricity, cost to maintain the equipment, pay for the use of the water, soap, cost disposal of wastewater, garbage, and cost of the building, etc. At the end of the month, I'd be surprised if there was a profit. One of the solutions to negative cash flow in fixed income businesses like this that has a defined maximum capacity is to raise the rates from $2 an hour to some other number, or increase the traffic flow so that you have more than 25% of your maximum coming in every day, or reduce any other variable costs. All of those things to impact your negative cash flow makes your positive cash flow even better. The next section to discuss is the amount of effort it's going to take to get your business off the ground. Nearly all businesses require tremendous effort to get it off the ground. Think of the pilot taking off in a plane with you as a passenger. If you've seen it on TV or perhaps been in a small plane at the start of the runway, does the pilot slowly add power, get to the middle of the runway, and then apply full power? No! If he did that, the plane would not fly. The pilots are all taught to apply full power at the beginning of each takeoff to ensure success. And that's all you need to understand. Apply full power to your product, service, business launch at the front end, which is why I said you most likely will use up most of the first 48 hours due to excitement and adrenaline just to see your business finally begin its takeoff. Okay, there's more. You have to make sure that your product or service is positioned properly in the market before you take off. Now you tell me. Yep, now I'm telling you. In the example earlier, if you try to launch your car wash in an area where there are few cars, think farmland, or out in the remote regions of less populated areas, what are the realistic chances that the car wash will even be used? Not much. Consider the mantra from your real estate friends. Location, location, location. So it is. Your business is static, i.e. tied down to one geographical location. Even in a big city, lots of cars, lots of car lots and dealers. You can't just plop down your car wash business anyplace. You have to look at competition, access in and out, traffic flows. Starting to get a little bit more complicated now, huh? Let's take a look at some of the areas that need to be addressed by you before you launch your product, your service, and your company. 3D Business Launch Model is going to show you now some experts' opinions. We want you to understand what other experts throughout the United States suggest that you use to open up your business. So, we want to first give you the experts' opinions of what goes into your first new business, and then we'll look at those areas which I think may have a greater immediate impact of what needs to be done alongside their opinions. Keep in mind, some businesses require you to have a license, such as a hairstylist, selling securities or becoming a real estate agent, or an agent selling insurance. All of these can easily be done out of your home. Each of these examples require costs of getting your license first in both time and money. But your new business may require none of those things, which can take a lot of time and money to acquire. Let's take a look at what needs to go into your planning stages and look at those areas where we can help you start to generate revenue as your primary goal. After all, that's the primary reason you're in business, is to generate enough money so you have the time and the freedom to enjoy life and the experiences that go along with it. A little bit of open disclosure here. These next few slides I'm going to share with you come directly from the companies whose copyright is on the slide. I have no vested interest in them, nor do I have any compensation from them. You'll notice this first one comes from Inc. File, a January 14, 2021 article written by Matt Weick. I want you to take a look at this in detail, but I'm going to read some of the titles and some of the content so that you stay up to date on knowing exactly what you must do to consider licensing issues in your state and in your town. What home businesses licenses do I need? A business license is permission from the government to conduct business. So your state, your city, may require certain kinds of licenses. Take a look at what you need by going online with your state. A general business license. No matter what type of business you're starting, you may need to get a general business license to engage and operate a business within a local jurisdiction. Keep in mind, you may live in something called an HOA and they have their own rules and regulations. So make sure that you check with all the controlling and legal political bodies of your area, your state, your county, your city, and perhaps even your neighborhood or HOA. A professional license. I mentioned that earlier about the salespeople for securities and insurance. You must have a license, but believe it or not, the hairdresser license is even longer to get. Some of them require the license to get a hairdresser certification is even longer than the test that you've got to get for securities or insurance. Unbelievable. These folks spend up to $1,600 to $1,800 learning their craft and trade and paying for the time to do that before they get licensed and certified to cut hair in their state. Pretty amazing. There are various types of home-based businesses like legal advisory services, medical services, financial advisory services that require professional certifications. It shows that the person meets the requirements and is qualified to provide the services in that particular profession. Performing your services without having a professional license that proves your expertise can open you up to fines and litigation. Don't even try it. And finally, state sales tax. Most states have a sales tax if you provide a service. Some of them have a sales tax if you provide even just consulting services, but almost all states have sales tax if you sell a product. So it's important you understand. A sales tax license, also known as a sales tax permit or seller's permit, is involved in selling any sort of goods and services that should obtain a sales tax license before it starts remitting or collecting the sales tax. Though it's typically a part of a general business license, you need to get a separate sales tax license in some cases. Be sure you look into this in great detail, and you can click on the link down below at www.incfile and get more details about these kinds of things. We're going to go on to a few more examples for you so that you can understand that licenses may be required in your business before you launch it. Please be careful. What I'm going to do now, folks, is share with you the expert opinion of various sources. In this case, this particular source is called Constant Contact. Here are the 10 things they think you need to do before you launch a business. 1, develop a powerful message. They would do that because they're in the message delivering business through emails. Number 2, focus on the customer and fully understand the market. Number 3, start small and grow. Well, you don't have a choice if you're brand new. You're going to start small. Number 4, understand your own strengths, skills, and time available. Number 5, surround yourself with advisors and mentors. If you want us to work with you, 3D Business Launch Model, that's exactly who we are. Number 6, get a mentor. I would fill that capacity for you, or you can choose others to join us. Number 7, write a business plan. Number 8, know your numbers. What does that mean? It means you need to know your cash flow numbers. You need to know your profit margins. You need to know what your tax implications might be. Number 9, understand that there are no entitlements. Isn't that the case? There are no sacred cows in this business or your business, so that you need to understand that the risks are all yours. Number 10, have a passion for what you're doing. I believe that wholeheartedly. In my case, my goal is to help you succeed beyond your wildest dreams. To do that, I need cooperation from you to learn this material and then respond positively when I suggest that you take a path of least resistance so it's successful for you and your family and your employees and your customers. The next expert recommendation comes from a company called Shopify. Number 1, find a business idea. Number 2, write your business plan. Well, you most likely don't know how to do that, but there are many options on the internet of people and companies that will help you do that. Number 3, secure financing to fund your business. Number 4, choose a business structure. That means something like a sole proprietorship, an LLC, which means limited liability company, or perhaps even a corporation, and those kinds of things. So you can talk to your attorneys about that, or you can talk to us about it. We'll be glad to help you. Number 5, get a federal and state tax ID numbers. Most likely you won't need a federal tax ID number unless you are hiring people, and then you'll need that to put on their W-2s and 1099s. Number 6, obtain a business license and permits. We just talked about that in detail. Number 7, open up a business bank account. Number 8, get a business insurance. I'm not terribly fond of that, and I'll explain it to you later why I'm not. Number 9, select your tools and software. Number 10, hire your team. And number 11, market your business. Let's go back to number 10 for a moment. Most likely when you first start your business, you don't have a team. Your team is you, yourself, and your family and friends. That's your team, and of course me as your mentor or coach. But the goal here is you probably won't have people working directly for you for some weeks, if not some months. So don't be too concerned about that this time. But number 11, pay attention. Market your business, product or service. That's very important. The next expert module comes to us from NerdWallet. Here are what they suggest. Number 1, find a business idea. Number 2, write a business plan. Number 3, choose a business structure. 4, get a federal tax ID. 5, open a business bank account. Very important. 6, get financing to fund your business. 7, get a business credit card. Number 8, build a website. Number 9, get the right financial software. Number 10, hire employees. 11, pay your taxes. And 12, protect yourself with business insurance. We'll discuss all those and my reaction to each of those in just a few minutes. Of course, everybody has heard about Forbes, the great magazine with Malcolm S. Forbes and his father, but I want to talk to you about these a little bit more in detail so we can walk you through this process. Forbes says it's important to have the right mindset. The public often hears about overnight successes because they make for a great headline. However, consistency is key. New business owners tend to feed off their motivation. Yes, they do. Take the next step. There are business owners that stay stuck in what we call paralysis by analysis and never start. Number 2, refine your business idea. It needs to be profitable and something you're good at. Number 3, know your competitors and market. Entrepreneurs spend time on their products, more so than they do in getting to know the competition. I've warned you about this. You need to understand exactly your business, your client's business, and your competitor's business in detail. Number 4, create your business plan. Continue with Forbes. Number 5, choose your business structure. Now I'm going to take just a few moments and read to you these word for word so that you understand what Forbes is recommending. When structuring your business, it is essential to consider each type. LLC is known as a limited liability company. It limits your personal liability for business debts. LLCs can be owned by one or more people or companies and must include a registered agent. These owners are referred to as members. An LLP is a limited liability partnership. It's similar to an LLC, but it's typically used for licensed business professionals like an attorney or accountant. These arrangements require a partnership agreement. Next, sole proprietorships. Most individuals, most companies that start out small start as a sole proprietorship. If you start a solo business, you might consider a sole proprietorship. The company and the owner, for legal and tax purposes, are considered one and the same. The business owner assumes liability for the business, so if the business fails, the owner is personally and financially responsible for all business debts. And finally, corporation. A corporation limits your personal liability for business debts just like an LLC does. A corporation can be taxed as a C corporation or an S corporation. S corporation status offers something called a pass-through taxation to small corporations that meet certain IRS requirements. Larger companies and startups hoping to attract venture capital are usually taxed as C corporations. Forbes continues. Number 6, register your business and take care of paperwork. Choose your business name, file business information and paperwork, information paperwork with your state, apply for an employer identification number. Again, I mentioned to you that's necessary if you have employees. Apply for licenses and permits that you need. We went through that earlier on this particular lesson module. Open a business bank account and listen very carefully. You want to keep your business and personal expenses and finances separate. Apply for business insurance. Now, what does that mean? Business insurance is usually something for liability. In the insurance agent world or the real estate agent world, they have something called E&O, or errors and omissions. It's kind of like a blanket insurance package, so if they make a mistake or make an error, that was a sincere mistake or sincere error, then the E&O, or errors and omissions liability insurance coverage, may cover for most up to $2 million for a mistake that's made, either for an insurance contract or for a real estate contract. That's what they're talking about when they talk about business insurance. It's usually a liability package on the work that you do. Now, if you sell products that are built by someone else, the manufacturer usually is the one who has to have the liability coverage, not the person who represents them. Okay. However, if you generate something that people eat, like food or drink, then you want to consider very carefully the liability that you have, because now you're talking about providing something to the public which is consumed. Your liability is extremely high, so you want to make sure that you do have business insurance for those kinds of things. Forbes also talks about choosing a bookkeeper or get accounting software. I prefer to use accounting software like the various ones that are available to you. Number 7, fund your business. There are many different ways to fund your business. And number 8, market your business. Many business owners spend so much money creating their products that there isn't a marketing budget by the time they're getting ready to launch. The final expert opinion we're going to look at is something called the Small Business Administration. A lot of people recommend to go get an SBA loan. It's very difficult and time consuming to get an SBA loan, but some people are successful at it. Wouldn't be my recommended choice or first recommendation, but some people do. Small Business Administration says you need to do 10 things. 1, conduct market research. 2, write your business plan. 3, fund your business. Pick your business location. Choose a business structure. Choose your business name. Register your business, get federal and state IDs, and apply for licenses and permits. And number 10, open up a business bank account. Okay, that's the opinion of the various experts that I'm referring you to. A reminder, this is Gene Irwin, the founder of the 3D Business Launch Model, and we're talking to you about expert opinions of what goes into your first new business. Then we'll take a look at those areas which I think may have a greater immediate impact on what needs to be done. Keep in mind, some businesses require you to have a license. What I've done on these particular slides, folks, is I've taken the time to show you in a lighter fashion what the experts suggest. In yellow, I'm going to show you areas that I recommend, and you can choose between the two of them, see which fits your situation the best. We'll help you any way we can. Keep in mind, the experts are called experts for a reason, and the mentor is called a mentor for a reason. We all have a little bit of different opinion, but it just depends on what kind of business that you're providing, what kind of product and service or consulting service that you're providing. It just depends on what direction we recommend that you go. What I want to share with you now are those areas which are in yellow, areas I think may have a greater immediate impact of your cash flow. Number 2, focus on what the customer and fully understand what the market is doing. Absolutely critical. Start small and grow. Number 4, understand your own strengths, skills, and time available. Number 6, get a mentor. Now, it says to write a business plan. Number 7, I recommend a limited business plan until you know what you're doing. So at least you have that mapped out. We'll help you do that. We'll walk you through that process. Number 10, you can't live without it. You got to have passion for what you're doing. If you don't have passion for what you're doing, get out. Geez, Gene, that sounded kind of harsh. Well, if you don't like what you're doing, what are you doing? Okay? Most people want to get into a business for themselves because they want to find a little bit more freedom. They want to have a little bit more financial security. They want to do things differently than they've always done them. And the reason to do that is it usually comes from an emotional position. Whether you're a man or a woman, doesn't matter. Whether you're a kid under 20 years old, doesn't matter. If you got something you really want to do, then go pursue it. Have your folks help you. And that's the best counsel I can give to people under age 21. Let's see, in the middle of the slide, it says, after the first week, choose a business structure. And the reason for that is let's get some cash flow going, and then you can decide how you want to structure your business. Quite frankly, most of us are going to be sole proprietorships anyway, but you might want to be an LLC. You can always form that a little bit later. And use a DBA. That stands for Doing Business As, or what is known as a sole proprietorship. Obtain a business license and permits. Do that if you need them. Open a business bank account. Absolutely. And select your tools and software. I suggest you do that after your first week, and then market your business, your product, and your service immediately. Understand who you're selling to, what you're selling it for, why you're selling it. Take advantage of the 8-minute presentation process, which I've attached to the end of this program, so that you understand exactly what you've got to say to get their concurrence in order to want to even take a look at your product or service. On the right side, open a business bank account. We still agree with that. Get financing to fund your business and build a website. Those are critical elements to help your business succeed. Forbes summarizes some things that I want to repeat. Number 1, have the right mindset. Number 3, know your competition and market. Know your competitors. Know your market analysis and understand who you're selling to and why and what the profit margins are and what the risks are. Very, very important. Number 5, choose your business structure. And I've outlined again the reason to use, and you go for something called a sole proprietorship. It's easier, faster, and since it's probably just you, it's the best way to start out a business, in my humble opinion. Register your business and take care of the paperwork. Choose your business name. File business information with your state. Apply for licenses and permits that you need. Open a business bank account. Number 7, fund your business. Number 8, market your business. And that just about sums up all the things that we need to get ready to have you prepare. Switch gears now to help you understand a little bit of different direction. Again, back to something called NerdWallet. And you can see on this particular slide is a representation, August the 12th, 2020, from Meredith Wood. And it's copywritten 2022 with NerdWallet Inc. I want you to look at this. You've got the link right above you there. 50 Best Small Business Ideas. This is a great thing to go through if you're not quite sure what business you want to get into. This is going to give you some ideas of what might work for you in a home-based business. But before you do, you want to ask yourself these questions I put down in yellow. What are your interests? Where is there a need in the market? And how can your skills satisfy that need? I would add, or what skills can you acquire so that you can fill that need? Who is your ideal client? And what is your ideal work environment? All those are very critical questions that you need to ask yourself. Take a look at the NerdWallet ideas. The link is above there at www.nerdwallet. Take a look at that and I'll give you some more information. I'm going to show you some of those areas that they provide you as content. These are small business ideas presented to you from NerdWallet. Number 1, accounting and bookkeeping. Not an area of interest to me, but you might want to take a look at the details for that. Number 2, business consulting. How about that? If you've been in the business world for a long time, and I would say my 35 years counts, folks might be clamoring for your knowledge and expertise within your industry. Why not turn all that know-how into a new career as an independent consultant? Well, just so that you know, I've been consulting now for almost 30 years, and I help a lot of different companies and a lot of different people. Glad to help you. You can get paid to speak in industry conferences or events, serve on a board of advisors, and shape the strategy of an existing business on a contract basis. And whatever your field of expertise is, starting a consulting business is a great way to make a sizable income while working on your own terms. That is all true. This is Gene Irwin, the founder of the 3D Business Launch Model. I'm going to share with you just a couple more areas there that you can look at from NerdWallet and kind of go into that. But there's a whole bunch of, how's that for a technical phrase? Whole bunch. There's a whole bunch of small business opportunities that you can develop as your first home-based business. Take a look at what NerdWallet has to offer to you. It's a great package. Also, NerdWallet has access to funding sources for you, so take a look through those opportunities. Here are a couple more of ideas and opportunities that you might want to take a look at from NerdWallet. Marketing services, real estate business, event planning. Now, those aren't particularly of interest to me, but you notice where it says real estate business, in the far right of that in the far right of that paragraph, it says, license required. If property is your passion, there are several ways you can serve other businesses or even individuals with your real estate business. So why not be the business to help them throughout their real estate journey? And in parentheses, license required. Event planning. More and more individuals and companies hire freelance event planners to manage the design, logistics, and coordination of pulling off major events. Maybe that's something you would love to do. Take a look at the details. NerdWallet can help you do that. Other home-based businesses include video production, podcasting, IT consulting, catering, social media, business planning, tax consulting, PR agency, professional organizations, and professional organizing and photography. Continuing along those lines for the next 25 or so, event space, interior decorating, woodworking, graphic design, clothing boutique, bed and breakfast, food truck, restaurant, or cafe. Remember what I said to you about a consumption of food or drink. You have to take care of your liability insurance. Craft brewery, ice cream shop. All right, let's stop there. Let's all go to the ice cream shop. All right, now we're going to change gears and go back to what I promised to you was your first week of details for the first 72 hours. We're going to map out every single day. It is critical that you take the time to master controlling your time slots, master your appointments, master every hour in your week. The better grip that you have on taking care of that information and taking care of those schedules, the more successful your week will be. By now, you should have downloaded my PDF copy of the first week's schedule from 7 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock at night that deals with every hour of the day in between. I want to walk you through this process. So please get your copy out, pause the videos if you have to do that at this time to print it out so we can walk you through it. It's very, very important to your success, especially your first week. Okay, so we're going to take a look at this large panel on the left under the day Monday. And I'm just going to read to you exactly word for word what it says. You can use your closed caption if that'll help you. So I want you to understand exactly what I mean so you understand how to succeed in your first week in business, your first 72 hours. Monday is the most critical day in your week, assuming it's your first working day. Spend the early morning hours laying out the critical elements of your week. By 9 o'clock in the morning, you should have outlined your expectations for the entire week. Use Monday to set your appointments to see or receive people in your business. If you have a service where people come to you, make sure it's ready to receive them in an efficient manner. If you sell a product or a service for the consumer or business, you need to use Monday and part of Tuesday to set up your appointments for the week. There are 4 critical periods to reach out to prospective clients. They are Monday morning, Monday afternoon, Monday evening, and Tuesday morning. Now I want to caution you. Don't make the rookie mistake of setting just one appointment for Tuesday morning and prepare the rest of Monday to see that person without making more appointments for the rest of the week. And when you go see that person on Tuesday morning, you just bet the farm on they don't show up. They have something else to do, or they have no interest. You must not fall into that trap. You will discover that appointments will mirror the time of day that you call. In other words, AM appointments may be best for those you call in the morning, PM appointments in the afternoon, etc. Don't overlook the value of meetings and appointments with people after dinner. Most people are more relaxed after dinner, and you will be able to have a more genuine, less intense meeting after dinner. You will note on my schedule that Sunday is not on the calendar. In my opinion, that's your choice to use for building your faith, improving your family relationship, and time to recharge for the upcoming week. Take time to use Sunday and its advantages for insight, and take time to spend time with those you love. Repeat marketing calls and efforts on Tuesday morning. Then if all goes well, begin seeing people Tuesday afternoon. If you have any period of time without an appointment, use this time to develop more appointments later in the week. I'm going to give you a pro secret. Don't run off your business to go see someone on the same day you make an appointment. It shows the prospect that you don't have anything better to do, and he or she now controls the entire process. Control your time, you'll end up controlling your business. So I've color-coded the entire process for you. Notice the yellow boxes on Tuesday morning, all the way up until 11 o'clock. On Monday, underneath this large panel you see underneath Monday, all of it is yellow. It's time for calls in the morning, time for calls in the afternoon, and time for calls in the evening. So the morning calls are yellow blocks, and then by Tuesday afternoon, the blue blocks are for actually seeing an appointment with a client or prospect. Same thing on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. In the mornings, you're going to have green appointment blocks all the way to Saturday at 9 and 10 o'clock. And on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, every afternoon from 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock, you'll have appointment times. And in the evenings, from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock, depending on how you use your time. That's the schedule I use. Every successful business I've created in the last 25 years, I've used that particular schedule. Now you know my secrets and how I control time. After all, life is one day after another, and life is broken down by 24 hours a day, and we all have the same amount of time. Let's take advantage of it. Focus, focus, focus. I hope this schedule helps you do just that, help you to become more successful than you ever thought possible, and setting up and starting your first home-based business. We wish you all the success in the world to do that. This is Gene Irwin, the founder of the 3D Business Launch Model. We expect to help you succeed in all aspects of your business as we help you launch your first business and get it off the ground. The 3D Business Launch Model is based on a progressive platform designed to help you find your ideal business structure, whether your efforts become a startup, acquisition, or franchise. The next few slides will show you a few of the advanced products and services we use from the 3D Business Launch Model as you increase in your experience of creating your business. As the process becomes more complex, these are some areas we hope our clients understand. Finally, I'm very grateful you chose to work with me in helping you get your first small business up and running. Woo! Takes a lot of effort and planning. Let me hear from you. I'll see what else I can do to help you positively affect your success. We have a few surprises coming up for you yet in the balance of this training module. We hope you take advantage of it. Well, where do we go from here? Well, that's a great question. I'm going to pull back the curtain and show you elements of what my larger clients are going through to help them realize their dreams of creating a successful and profitable business. These concepts may be of interest to you. All of my serious business owners want more freedom and experience for themselves, their family, and loved ones, so they can enjoy life together. I suspect that you do as well. This is Gene Irwin, founder of the 3D Business Launch Model. All of my larger clients understand that the 8-week program we put together for them, known as the 3D Business Launch Model, contains a lot of modules, pretty much 20 times more than what you've seen in this short mini course that we provided to you. But basically, the 3D Business Launch Model as the foundation looks at the following kinds of things in order to help this larger company grow or your company grow beyond your wildest expectations. Beyond the 72-hour analysis, which we just went through in detail with you, we then take a look at a person's personal goals as they relate to the organization. We help them develop organizational goals that pertains to all the staff on board, as well as the company goals in terms of what they've got to do in terms of performance in order to reach the goals, so that they're able to support not only the clients, customers, but also the employees and staff that work so hard to make this thing work. Then we look at something called an executive conference. What is that? That's where we take a look at our side, the best way to help you on your side. We have other people besides myself, a couple other executives that have different talents and abilities that we do. We want to bring to bear all the positive experts that we can possibly find and give us input and provide you with exciting material to help your business grow. Because in spite of the fact that I got 3 engineering backgrounds and dozens of different kinds of areas and skills in terms of helping a business grow, I don't know everything. I know that's a surprise to you, but I don't. But I'm smart enough to know how to find smart people to help me figure out what we got to do to help you grow better. Once we've done that, we want to talk to you about the management style that you have in your business and the employees that you have in your business. We want to share with you methods that will help them grow along with your business. We also want to talk to you in detail something called product sales analysis. This is a way that we help you understand how your product life cycle works and how your competitors try to challenge that by getting ahead of you in your product launches. And the goal here, of course, is to give you a finite success path to run on and a way to keep score. The Slide Edge Techniques is a process developed by Success Motivation Institute and a guy by the name of Paul J. Meyer. And Paul is a great friend and a great mentor for thousands of people worldwide. We're going to take advantage of some of those things, and I promised you a book for those people who are clients that take advantage of this Slide Edge Techniques, and that'll help you understand in greater detail how to help your family, friends, business, and customers succeed to their expectations as well. We then look at something called sales and marketing. We also look at something called USP. That's unique sales position, or in this case, we're going to take a look at your products and services and what are unique about your products and services that your competitors can't compete on. And these selling propositions, if you will, is exactly what we're trying to accomplish, to give you a measured leg up on your competition and products and services as your client can't get any other way other than to go through your business and company. Then we'll take a look at your technology and how you're using it. We'll look at your websites and we'll look at your connections to see where we might help you with sales copy or other areas that you don't have a firm grip on everything that goes on in today's SEO and other kinds of media, so that you can have the best possible business rounded out and you never get trapped into a brick and mortar situation again like all these different companies that have gone out of business. Then we're going to take a look at you. We're going to look at your personal executive development. What is your management style? What's your background? What's your history? Where are the problems? How can we solve those problems? And finally, we want to give you something called an executive ROI, or return on investment success. We expect you to earn 10 to 20 times more than what the cost is of our helping you grow your business. That's what we call a return on investment. We'll go into that in a little bit more in detail on some of the areas that we look at. I'll show you some of those modules right now. Some of the areas that we look at to help people grow in their business, as you notice, we'll now work from the top down. The first one is Module 1, the 72-hour analysis. That's how we analyze your business. And for those of you who are new business owners with their first home-based business, we've already gone through some of those 72-hour critical elements. That's what the purpose of this training module was. That's that mini course that you've taken, helps you understand how we understand your business. Now we take a look at the overall company. What are your most urgent client challenges? They could come from the industry. They could come from your market. Or perhaps the company isn't set up properly. Maybe your strategy isn't as successful as it could be. What about your products? What about life cycle? Where can we go ahead and get point releases for software or Develop new products and services to add on your current product line so that you continue to be relevant in your industry and relevant and avoid your competition to stay ahead of them. What are your service parameters? How do you take care of your consumer and customer? How do they know that you're providing them good service unless they find out by direct involvement? What are your technical issues? What are your sales issues? And finally, what's the competition doing? How do we stay ahead of them? How can we keep you ahead of the game so that they don't take advantage of and take away from your clients? Let me give you an example. Many years ago, I was an executive for a CAD/CAM company up in New England. And one of our clients was the largest client for one of our competitor companies. They had more computers and technology invested in their products and services than they certainly had of ours. And so we had dinner one night with the VPs we had invited them in for a show and tell, and also I took them out to dinner, and also they took them out to a little boat ride out in the Boston Harbor, and it was a fun night for all of us. There was probably about 20 of us all together. And I was sitting on top deck with the vice president from Exxon at the time, and he said, I'm really having a tough time getting the product out. Our computers are slow that we're using, and I'm just not getting out the productivity we need in order to get this production done and get this manufacturing done. I said, well, I can help you with that. He said, how are you going to help me with that? I said, well, you keep the competitors. Believe it or not, we know how to use their software. Why don't we take their software and convert your deadline projects, whatever those are, we'll convert them over to our computers, and we're going to give you a bunch of computers to use so you can finish this project on time. He said, you would do that? I said, sure. You might find out that you like our products and services better. In the ensuing months, I took away 60% of the business of our competitor in that one conversation. That's why you need to know inside and out your market, your competitors. And these were multi-million-dollar deals. So it's important for you to understand all the sales issues in your company and the tech issues, not only your customer, but also what are your competitors doing. And believe it or not, that company lasted about another year and a half before they went belly up, and largely due to our taking their largest customer away from them. And it happens because they failed to take care of their customer. We also want to take a look at your personal history. What's your background? What's your experience? What's your education? What's your career path look like? And why would you want to start another business now? If this is your first one, why do you want to start a new business now? So these are the things that we look at no matter how large your company is. I don't care if it's $100 million a year. We can come in there and make some serious improvement in your company. Been doing it a long time. This is Gene Irwin, the founder of the 3D Business Launch Model. I have a surprise for you. It's coming up next. Many years ago, I wrote a book entitled Your First $100,000 Year. That was the first year I made $100,000. And I created the book in this little attachment called Your Personal Consultant Guide. I've given you a copy of this in your PDF download. Download a copy of that, see if it'll help you out. It's designed to give you information like defining your goal, managing your time, how to maximize opportunities, practice excellence, economic analysis, choose a mentor, and other projects like following through, capital requirements, financial team, advisory council, your strategic tactics, investment planning, communication expertise, experience needed, education requirements, multiplying yourself, what I call a force multiplier, and money management. And then finally, how do you earn your first $100,000 a year? We hope you enjoy it. It's my free gift to you. One of the modules that we use for our larger clients, and eventually you, if you wish to join us in the 3D Business Launch Model, is something called the 3D Business Launch Model Self-Imposed Limitation Pyramid. It's designed to help you understand where the problems are in your business, and most of them, oddly enough, are self-imposed. So at the foundation of this particular pyramid, you don't see them in great detail, but you'll notice it says develop or repair a bedrock foundation. That's why I wanted to know what your history is, what your experiences are, what your personal challenges are, and those of your executive teams. What have they gone through to bring you to this very point today where you're asking for my help? What are your life skill sets? Do you understand something called Maslow's hierarchy of needs? And foundation of MERST. What does that mean? It means goal setting. And MERST stands for setting a goal that's measurable, realistic, specific, and has a time limit to it. And there's another acronym in there we could put in here called SMART, which means, the A part of it means, is it achievable? What we say, is it realistic? And then what is the iceberg principle? The iceberg principle are all the people you have working for you, whether they're direct employees, 1099s, or other people that help your business grow. These are all icebergs if you vision them floating out in the bay of your large office. And these floating people are going to give you their entire best interest and their best efforts for 10% of the day. The other 90% of the day, they're not giving you their best efforts. Why? Because they're all icebergs. And we all know that 10% of an iceberg is what's visible. And yet, their full potential is hidden. 90% of a person's full potential, they don't realize, is beneath the water. All right? We all have great potential, Heritage, and so we want to help bring that out in you. We want to help you understand the iceberg principle, not only for yourself, but for all those people out there in your audience that are your clients, customers, and of course your employees and friends. And finally, we want to talk to you about personal and organizational goal setting, because in there we oftentimes say, well, we can't do that because we haven't done it this way before, or no one's done this before, or what makes you think you can do it? These are called self-imposed limitations. We want to get rid of those kinds of things because it's that negative, stinking thinking that holds us back. We don't have time for that. We have time for people who want to succeed and move forward. Either you do or you don't. Make a decision. This is Gene Irwin, the founder of the 3D Business Launch Model. We're explaining to you how we treat people with nice, direct counsel and consultation. So let's take a look at the next one. It is going to help you understand a surprise I have for all of you, even on this small mini course modules. We have another surprise for you. All customers that are involved in the mini course program that you're taking right now, the 72 hours, first 72 hours in your new business for all new mini course clients, is a surprise bonus material. We're going to provide you with an exciting additional surprise, which includes at least an hour-long webinar with me and direct Q&A with me online. We'll establish that within the first 30 days after you finish this part of the program, so we can answer all your questions. We'll have you send those to us in advance, and so that we have a real-time Q&A answers. And if for some reason you're not able to attend the webinar, we'll record all of that information and get that out to you just as soon as possible. So get ready to think about all the different challenges and opportunities that you have in understanding this module and this program, the mini course, and write down your questions. We'll be happy to address all of those. If you need personal information or personal direct consultation, give me a call. We'll be glad to set up some time to talk to you and address your questions while we're right in the middle of it. And this is Gene Irwin, the founder of the 3D Business Launch Model. We're really excited to work for you. Thank you. This is Gene Irwin, the founder of the 3D Business Launch Model. We're certainly glad that you're joining us in this mini course, especially learning how to take your business and understand and manage its first 72 hours. We look forward to working with you through the balance of this program. This is Gene Irwin, the founder of the 3D Business Launch Model, as we wrap up your mini course. Lesson 1, your business's first 72 hours. We hope this helps, and we do everything we can to help your business succeed. You have a great day.